Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday evening. It is time for a live stream. So let's gather in the music room and listen to some music. Enjoy.
We are all the heirs to Scotland, as a nation proudly stand. We will march beneath her banners to protect our ancient land. In the glens and cities, there on every street are the living heroes no army will defeat. Let a flag mean freedom and not a battle drum. To the world we bid a welcome in 1,000 different ways. We will toast to long lost friendships as we build our better days. In the glens and cities, there on every street are the living heroes no army will defeat. Let our flag mean freedom and not a battle drum. We are all the heroes of Scotland. We're a nation hand in hand. We will march beneath her banners to protect our ancient land. In the glens and cities, there on every street are the living heroes no army will defeat. Let our flag mean freedom and not a battle drum.
Good evening, folks. Hope you're doing well. I like that. A wonderful montage of non-diversity. It certainly is. Handpicked by my good self. Good number of years ago now. Triple M. Triple M sent me an email with a video attached. I'll try and remember and play it a little bit later. It's not very long. It says all it needs to say. Toffee. I thought it was the movie review all day today. Yeah, that's next week, Toffee. That's correct. Earring. A duck. Yeah, we're doing Rocky. I enjoyed the third film in the series with Mr. T. In fact, that was the film that brought me back to the cinema. I had been to the cinema for years. Ah, streaky. Streaky. Rocky. Oh, that's what I think, Toffee. That's my opinion. I thought it was reasonable, believable, but then it started to just be another excuse to make more money. Ah, DJ. Nice to see you. Well, for somebody of my generation, what was very impressive about it was the fight scenes were very well choreographed. They looked very realistic, and I say that in comparison to what I'd gone before. So when I saw that, and one of the reasons, of course, why that film took over, I think, uh, was the fact that a boxing film hadn't been made for many, many years. Well, that's the one we're doing, Streaky. We're doing the first one, Rocky. As I say, when it came to the choreography of the fight, I thought it was very impressive, very realistic. So I don't want to say too much because we'll be talking about it next week. Well, this is true, Toffee. This is true. I've watched it 5 times this week. Oh, you'll be pleased to know that I speak to Streaky directly now. I was at the printers yesterday, and I managed to get the title of our booklet changed before they went to print on it. I know I haven't spoken about it for a while now. So the title of the book includes Streaky's quite brilliant suggestion. A land fit for our children is the new title. So I managed to get that amended. So there you go. Streaky, thanks again for that. Paul Newman, yeah. Somebody up there likes me. Again, a very good film. I seem to remember that film also was not really about the fight. It was more about what was going on around the fight, before the fight. I don't even remember that much about it. I think was it not based on Marcy Graziano? I think it was. I don't remember that as a chap. I can't say. The chap. I can't comment on it. The title obviously rings a bell, but storyline, I don't remember anything about it. I think you're right, Trembling. I think it's the sea don't die. Brain damage. Didn't know that, David. Interesting film. One of my favourite kids growing up. Stallone based it on the Webner alley fight. Stallone later paid out a lawsuit to Webner. I heard that before. Is that who it is that dies? His father? I'm not sure. I've got no strong memory of it at all, to be honest. I really don't. Did you get your material, David? Has it arrived? Your welcome pack. I'm very tired today. Very tired. As I say, I went to the print shop yesterday and spent a good deal of time there sorting out details for the book. But I had another job to get done. The carpet on my stairs has come away from the stairs. So long as you got it, David, that's the main thing. Post office is not what it once was when I was a postman. As long as you got it. Hopefully not too far away, you'll get the book form, as all members will. Anyway, I had to go to this carpet place, see if I can get my carpet fixed. The stairs, I've got 18 stairs from the front door up to the house. And they're stone, these stairs. So the only way you can get a carpet to lie on the stones is to have it glued which it was. I've been digging all week because of the good weather, trying to find a blocked drain before the monsoon season starts. Oh, good you found it. Get it unblocked. So I needed a couple of guys to come and re-glue my carpet. Anyway, somebody's coming on Monday, hopefully. But because of the weather, because I was not in any hurry, I decided to walk home. For a fit person, it's not much of a walk. But as you know, I'm not a fit person anymore. So I walked home. It took me a long time to get home, of course. But today, I'm absolutely knackered. So tired. Unbelievable. Only a man of integrity would find delight in a blocked drain. Oh, that's one way of looking at it, I suppose. I can't imagine me finding joy in that pursuit, I tell you. Yeah, it's been pretty good up here too, traveling. Pretty good. But you say I haven't walked anywhere near that distance since I became ill. So I was really pushing it a bit. But if we had that as if that was the kind of weather we had for our normal summertime, I'm sure my body would be a lot healthier because I'd have been out more often. 4 walks built up. That's what it is, travelling. That's exactly it. Yeah, practice. There's no way I was going to walk to the print shop. That's for sure. It's miles away. But anyway, I needed to get this carpet fixed. I can't afford to go tumbling down the stairs. My big pal did it years ago. He fell the whole 18 stairs, hit the bottom, smashed his wrists and his head. Lucky he never killed himself. Anyway, Holy Moses. In my house, I have 39 stairs. Oh, I think that's the name of the title of a book. Is it not? 39 steps. Da-da-da-da. But yeah. So anyway, the man said he'll be back on Monday. So we'll see. I must say, David, that is not the kind of work I would enjoy. I did it in my youth, digging, heavy labouring work. I did it in my youth. Didn't enjoy it, I'll tell you that. But you did meet the salt of the earth people. I used to work in a place called the Glasgow Tobacco Warehouse. That's what it was. It was a warehouse that held tobacco. I don't know how you manage that, Trembling. I don't. Unfortunately, my stairs are simply the entrance from the front door to the front door of the house. Once I'm in the house, it's a flat. It's just getting up those 18 stairs. Trouble is, Streaky, they're expensive, these lifts. Laura had one fitted in her place, but her sister, who has a bit of money, paid for it, and it was over £5,000. They really are expensive. Yeah, a chair lift to heaven. Oof, I did that as well, Gavin. I love the hard work. I was one of the best HUD carriers in the country. Oh, I've carried a HUD as well. I can't say I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy labouring. I just didn't. I wasn't built for it. You could see that. I just. Good evening, DJ. When I was a young man, a teenager, I just never thought it would be anything permanent. It was a temporary thing. Such were my dreams of stardom. But I carried a HUD for 3 plasterers who were on what was called piecework, bonus work. Well, that's a wise thing to do, Toffee. I swear to God it is. Well, if you could talk her into doing that, that would be very beneficial. Very. Streaky, this is true. I worked beside a man when I worked on the docks whose right arm was longer than his left arm because of uh, a hook. A docker's hook. You pay, as you say, David, you do pay a price for all that, but everybody who worked in those kind of jobs, uh, their body suffered one way or the other. Oh, there's James. Good evening, James. Nice to see you here. It's always nice to see you here. Yeah, well, my uncle Alec, he was a cocker welder in the shipyards, and he had all sorts of things wrong with his hands. He lost a good deal of his hearing because of the noise. And his knees were useless. Well, thank you, James. I'm just telling the folks I'm tired today. I was out walking yesterday and I overdid it. There you go. Anglo. I often wake up at night with my right hand clamped, and it's agony. 30 years of butchering. As I say, all of these jobs, they have a price to be paid. And yet, if you think back on it, how many people in jobs like that get absolutely no compensation for the damage that was done to them? It's tricky. When I was the old boys who worked in the mines had blue scars on them, like homemade tattoos, where after getting cut, coal dust would be in the skin. Good Lord. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Skin would get broken and coal dust would get in there and it would remain there. Industrialization, eh? We all pay a price. David, old man, was a lorry driver for years. Knees go with a lot of driving, with brakes and gas. My dad suffered terribly with his knees in later years. May he rest in peace. So I think you don't think about too much, drivers. Pierre Sutcliffe said the same. I think we can ignore Mr. Sutcliffe. Coal or slate leave lasting blue scars. I'll be honest, folks, I never knew that. Never knew that at all. It's amazing. A Benin boy, oh yeah. Oh, you need send some for that. His dad was a rider all his life. One of my granddads was a Benin boy down the pit all his working life. May he R.I.P. Blood, sweat and tears, that's for sure, Treble M. Blood, sweat and tears. Is that what it's called? Bus driver's knee. I've never heard of that, honestly. And again, I never knew any bus drivers, to be honest. I never stayed in any of these jobs long enough to make it a problem for my body. Okay. Stan and Jack and on the buses would have made a dirty joke about the bus driver's knee. Possibly, yeah. To say most of my male relatives had some industrial injury of some sort. But I couldn't, I couldn't stay in these jobs for any length of time. Just couldn't do it. Didn't have it in me. I didn't think it was important. Streaky is saying, these days we have Africans as labour on site, and you can see why Europe excelled in the past. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. David is saying John would like to come on live one night and have a chat about a certain stone, the stone of destiny, perhaps. If you would be interested, think you might find it interesting. Of course, let me know. Yes, and yes, is too often. Yeah, just let me know why you want to come on, David. Uh, Mick Jagger. I think it's a good idea for people from the chat to come on the stream. It's good for the stream and it's good for the channel. For the other people in the chat to hear other chat members speaking. This is DJ. My offer still stands from a few months ago to come on with me sometime. Finding another Scottish Highlander in these spheres is rare. David Williamson of Larne. Yeah. But it's up to David. If David wants to come on now, he can come on now, but I'm not pressing him. He might not be mentally ready for it tonight. But if he wants to come on, yes, of course. Okay, David, you get yourself organised, and when you're organised, let me know, and I'll give you the link. I think, to be serious about it, I think some are more capable than others. They're just like any. I think they're just like any other folk, Toffee. I mean, our folk are the same, mixed abilities. Some people have got more abilities than others, and I'm sure that applies to them. I think one of the primary differences is the fact is a climate difference. Because of our climate in Western and Northern Europe, we've been propelled into constant improvement because of the climate. Whereas I speak with a certain amount of ignorance here, but uh, if you live in a country that has generally good weather, then there isn't so much pressure on you to build a house that keeps the rain out if you if you don't get that much rain. Well, you see, I've never considered myself to be a racist. I'm a nationalist, like I assume everybody here. But that doesn't mean to say that that I hate black people or brown people, because I don't. Oh, of course, I get, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that, Toffee. IQ is a thing. But like any other group of people, IQ is not uniform throughout that group of people. Just the same as it's not uniform throughout our people. And so therefore there are people who are more capable than others. Gosh, I haven't thought about him for a long time. I'm no fan of Sargon of Akkad. He recently made a video about how the West betrayed Rhodesia, which I agree with. Worth a watch. I think I think you can want your country, our country. I want our country to be 95% populated by us. But that doesn't really say I've got anything personally against the foreigners, because I don't. I genuinely believe that you have to have a reason to hate, and that's a terribly strong word, hate other folk. And the first thing you need to do is you have to know them, or at some level, I think. Now, I don't know any black people or brown people. What I do know from observation is that on a cultural level, they're incompatible with us. But culture is not a reflection of intelligence. No, I know you never said that. I wasn't suggesting you did, Toffee. But you well know that it's the accusation that's thrown at people like us. And we know it's not true. Well, that's what I'm saying. What we, what I see personally is cultural differences are enormous chasms of cultural differences between us and other folk. But as I say, culture is not a reflection of IQ because culture is not based on IQ. Well, I'm not sure what you mean, Toffee, by a race realist. I want them to go home. Some clever Claude worked out there's a percentage of foreigners from anywhere that can live in a country without causing problems. And I think it's as low as something like 3% of the overall population of a country. But I'm not sure what you mean by race realist. I thought that was a civic nationalist point of view. Perhaps other people would call me that. I don't know. I don't. I guess I've never paid any real attention to that. when I was a very young man, as a young teenager, I I liked to boast because I thought it was true that we didn't have a racial problem in this country because we didn't have any other races living here. Little did I know that there was black people already here, but I didn't know that. And problems had already started because they were already here. So, on one level, it doesn't really matter to me why these problems start when there are two different races in one country. The trouble starts, and it would seem to me the only answer is to remove the, the race that is not natural to the country. Civic nationalist point of view, that different races have different IQs. I'm out. I'm out. Certain people in the chat agree with me, but won't say anything. I look at it this way. We're going to talk about IQs. With any group, we'll talk about ourselves, white indigenous people of Britain. Within that group of people, there are a multitude of IQs because they are different. There is no single IQ that covers the race. And it's the same with the foreigners who live here. They'll be the same. There'll be different levels of IQ, just as it would be if they were in their own country. That's not the problem. The problem is they're not in their own country. That's the problem. What certain people can't seem to accept is that within different racial groups, there are limitations on the IQs. Some are more limited than others. And that becomes a real bone of contention for some left-wing people. They will not accept that. It just happens to be true. I know that, Anglo some of the fakers haven't invented the wheel by 1890. I know that. That's why I'm saying it's not. It's, it's really it's really a complicated question. They're, they're incompatible with us, but it's not simply because they're a different colour. It's because of all these other factors that people refuse to acknowledge. And sad to say, a lot of these other complications have become so toxic that you daren't raise them. Especially IQ. How about, Toffee, how about you come on and we can speak? Because I feel that you're a disadvantage here because you're typing things in. And it would be, I think it would be better for me actually if you could come on and speak. Or maybe not tonight, but at some early point in the future, you could come on and we could speak about it. If you're okay about that. I don't want any misunderstandings between us. As I say, I don't want any misunderstandings. I always thought my position was simple and straightforward. So, and I don't want us to fall out over anything. Really, I don't. Joe Marsh streamed earlier, says Anglo. I wasn't aware there were race riots in 1919 in Wales. Well, neither was I, Anglo. First I've heard of it. But I'm not. I'm not any expert in these things. Good evening, PBC. I missed that up there. Hang on. Come back. Come back. Ah, there's Jojo Gizmo. There were racial troubles in South Shields in 1919 too, says Joe. I didn't know that. See, there's lots of things I don't know. Hello, Linda. Gavin said nearly all Welsh are mixed race, hence the darkish skin. This is something new to me. No idea. Oh, there's toffee. What's that? Anglo-Saxon. Yeah, you must have. They can't create what we create. That's true. And it's all to do with climate and culture, as John was saying. Well, I'm sorry that that's the way you've taken it. That is not what I meant, toffee. That's to do with IQ. Absolutely. That's not what I was saying. These things are factors in a complicated equation. What is what I was putting over, or thought I was putting over. You're right. They cannot create what we have created. And that's to do with IQ and motivation. So we're in agreement. And it's got nothing to do with the climate. The climate might influence the structures you put up, like it does in Spain. But you're correct. There was, so far as I know, no real innovation anywhere to be found in Africa. And that's to do with intelligence. And all the point I was making that within or any racial group, you will get fluctuations in the IQ. Goes up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not a flat line or anything like a flat line. Same as ourselves. Jojo's saying Tiger Bay in Wales had a lot of blacks going back 100 years or more, where Shirley Bassey came from. Well, that's it, Silius. This land is our land, and we are the custodians of it. I agree with you entirely. That's why we invented Aussie rule football, to improve race relations, says Linda. Oh, of course it is, Toffee. I apologise if I've given the wrong impression to you. I was certainly not saying that. No, it is a thing. Despite the fact that there are a lot of, or not a lot, there are certain people in certain quarters don't like it because it is a thing. It's a measurable thing and has been measured, and we know this. So I apologise if I had given you the wrong idea, because that was not my intention. I was just adding on the fact that climate is a factor. As to what goes on in a country. Well, Gavin said they don't like racial IQ because Africans don't have one. They do, but it's very low, is the point. It's a problem as far as some people are concerned, because it's very low. It isn't the lowest, but it's pretty low. Well, there's a good example of it in action. David Lavey. That was really the point I was trying to make, Linda, what you're saying. I obviously put it badly. Cold weather forces intelligence and even just actual seasons for planting, as opposed to going into the jungle when you get hungry. David laughing. Oh, hiya, William. Mulattoes. People in these chats have completely different personalities and say different things depending which chat they're in. The dishonesty repulses me, says Toffee. Well, I don't know if David is coming in tonight or he's going to leave it until another time. It's just the way I am at the moment. It's sometimes like this, and sometimes it gets improved. But thanks for asking, and thanks for noticing. I don't say much about it either, Toffee. Never have done, because I know where it leads. It leads to the channel getting shut down, and I don't want that. So I generally leave that topic uh, alone or sidelined very much. But it's absolutely real. It's absolutely uh, makes huge differences to which group you're talking about. But odd here. No. After all, there's loads of books written on this subject. I think that's right, Doc. I think he did mean another night because he wanted to get various papers together and information together before he came on, which is fair enough. I don't mind. Yeah, of course you do. You want to get it straightened out. Any paperwork, you want it straightened out in your head. So in the meantime, I'll put a diversion on. Enjoy this.
Seen the black hills and the mall of Kintyre, stood in the great glen when the sky seemed on fire, trampled the Cairngorms down to Glencoe, stood on the shoreline, watched the northern lights glow. So here's to old Lang Syne, God bless bonny Dundee, and the haunting words of the Skybolt song mean so much to me. Often I've walked down Edinburgh Mile, felt my heart lifted by Glasgow's great smile, toasted the bard in the usual way. I like the old song sung the old-fashioned way. So here's to old Lang Syne, God bless bonny Dundee, and the haunting words of the Skybolt song mean so much to me. So here's to old Lang Syne, God bless bonny Dundee, and the haunting words of the Skybolt song mean so much to me. Saturday trips to Stirling's old town, Inverness Castle with the moon shining down, Musselburgh
That's a Waverley folk.
on a fair Friday night, and Orange sweet
I'm surprised you know who
is her
Donovan is.
peaceful
He's
delight. So here's to old Lang Syne, God bless bonny Dundee, and the haunting words of the Skybolt song mean so much to me. and the haunting words of the skybolt song mean so much to me. And the haunting words of the skybolt song mean so much to me.
Yes, I've played that song before, of course. That's why you sort of recognise it. Streaky. Spanish chicken. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Thinking of baking. Anglo. Castles aren't romantic, he says. They're symbols of Norman subjugation. All depends on how you look at things, isn't it? Yeah, that's how dreams are shattered, Linda. I often wonder how long it took to build some of these places. Esperantos. So listen, for those people who are party members, would you please be kind enough and pay your yearly subscription, please? I greatly appreciate that. Hopefully, these books will be ready next week. And if you want to submit a poem or a short story for Halloween stream, please do. That would be great. I've already got one set in. But the more the merrier, of course. I don't do Halloween. Not my culture, says Spanish Chicken. PBC, John, do you know of a wee bothy near the scale piece? Was talking to a guy at my class who said there's one near the lighthouses. Can't help you, my friend. I don't know of it. That's all. I'm sorry you're taking this so hard, Toffee. I was saying these things were elements, and I certainly was not dismissing the idea of IQ, racial or individual. I don't think I'm particularly good at it either, Duck. To say you're taking me out of context to some extent. Yes, but it wasn't the whole picture, Toffee. That's the point. It's not the whole point. It's only part of the point. Because they are factors. Just the same as they're factors here in Northern Europe. Scotland wouldn't look the way it looks had all the trees from the Great Forest not been cut down and used for ships. We wouldn't have stone dwelling houses if it weren't for the climate. These are factors. There is no single factor. There are perhaps factors more important than other factors. Grant you that, certainly. Because the other factors come into play, obviously. And they are not native to that part of the world. So I say there are many factors involved in all of these things. That's for sure. It's a real bad one around here, damp air. Oh dear. Yeah, the winter nights are drawing in. Sad to say. Not that we've had much of a summer, that's for sure. Oh, I can hear it in your voice, says Spanish Chicken. Get to Spain. I'm not sure that Spain would make much difference because the fluid that's in the lung is cancer. It's not just inflammation, which could dry out. Yeah, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not a doctor. A drier atmosphere would certainly help, that's for sure. I'm sure I've told you this. When I went to the USA in 1993, I landed in Texas. And for the first 3 days, I did nothing but cough and bring up mucus. But then I all dried out, and I felt years younger because of it. He always uses that term of phrase, doesn't he? Judeo-Christian. There's no such thing as Judeo-Christian. So to summarise, says Toffee, I said it was racial. John said that there were environmental factors. I brought up white people in Austria and South Africa, so I was right. You were right. A humidifier, do you think that would help? I must ask the doctors. It's sometimes better than others. Linda, see in the chat for Toffee, 'cause he's right. Give us Barabbas. Anyway. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, folks. I think I'm going to finish a wee bit earlier. And I'll see you folks next week. I'm sure you can hear how nasally I can feel it myself. That sounds good to me. Oops. Uh, if not this Tuesday coming, then week after for a live Blether. That sounds good. Hiya, James. It's nice to see you. No, don't be silly, Toffee. Not at all. I wish. I wish I was a bit more up to it. I feel very nasally. I'm sure I sound very nasally. I sound rough, yeah, I thought so. I don't know what causes this. It comes and goes. It might be because I overdid things yesterday. Shouldn't have walked so far. I don't know. I need to try and find out. But thanks for your concern, Toy. It's not you, honestly. And the other thing is, folks, to be honest, I mean, I've got to be absolutely honest with you. I keep overlooking the fact that I'm old. All right. I forget what age I am here. Toffee Marciano. Oh, dear. Hopefully, next Friday, or perhaps even before it, I'll have these books just to let you see. But if you are a party member, would you please pay your subscription? I hate to go on about it. Gosh, I haven't heard that Spanish chicken for a long time. You sound as rough as a badger's arse. That's an oldie. So anyway, have a good weekend yourselves. All being well, I'll feel a bit better next week. I better bring on the music. That'd be helpful, wouldn't it? I said to my son, I won't stay on long. I've forever said that. I won't stay on long. Oh, I wouldn't know what to do with myself, folks. That's the truth of it. So anyway, you take care of yourselves, and I'll see you. A bit of luck, a bit of grace from the good Lord. I'll see you on Tuesday. So, as I always say, adios, au revoir, cheerio. And for the moment, goodbye for now. Enjoy the music, enjoy the weekend, and take care. Sing along.
Silently the snow falls, paints a winter scene, swiftly spreads the dark rim, hides the fading autumn green. Moonbeams brush the dark wood, conjure friendships dear to me. Lightly now the breeze flows, disturbing more than just the leaves. But life's much more than we can know. We are one small glow in the eternal flow. Patiently the love grows, lifts the weary heart. Gently now she holds me, melts two worlds once apart. Moonbeams brush the dark wood, usher dreams of you and me. Softly then the breeze blows, disturbing more than just the trees.
All together, Blair.
But love's much more
So much more
than we can know.
than we can possibly do.
We are one small glow in the eternal flow. Melodies of long ago, songs of innocence, harmonies to soothe the soul, has some consequence. Moonbeams brush the dark wood, awakening joys of you and me. Silently the snow falls, bringing winter symphony.
All together now,
But we're much more
so much more
than we can know.
than we can ever possibly do.
We are one small glow
One very important glow.
in the eternal flow. But life's much more than we can know. We are one small glow in the eternal flow.
Small glow will hopefully become an inferno, says Anglo. Our revenge shall be our children's laughter, says David. Quite beautiful, both of them. I think I've got an audience of poets here. So take care, folks.